Hey guys, round number 6 of the Coventry International Tournament. It feels so good to not lose. So we are playing the CaroKann with exchange variation, which is a complete draw. As you can see, 0-0. The game is gonna be a complete draw for the entire time. I'm already gaining the advantage here. But you know what? I was thinking of knight a5, but the problem was that after bishop b5, a6, bishop b5, I was thinking I'm gonna play b5, bishop c2, and what can I do? And you know what? Now I'm thinking, currently, during those analysis, during recording, it's not a threat, because the knight defends the h7. But my brain saw a checkmate on h7 and wanted to prevent it at all costs, and that's why I did not play b5, which was just the best. It was the best because it opens my bishop. I have a lot more space than my opponent, and I should be winning this game. It was stupid. Anyway, I was proud to play bishop to d6, which is a waste of tempo, but I thought this is a smart move because nobody plays twice in the opening with the same piece. I was like, this is something he did not think about. He surely did not. So I'm gonna play what he doesn't expect. But yeah, we just end up in a draw because he's always able to play d5. Knight queen to f4. Rook to e1. I go for rook to d8, and now I was calculating maybe queen g3, right? Queen f5, knight h4. I was thinking queen h7, to be honest. And I was thinking about position like this, where I am up a pawn, but because I didn't play a6 and b5, I am not able to develop my bishop. So this is not good. After taking here, I'm just a lot worse because of this rook and the bishop. So guys, always care about your bishop, because if you don't develop it, you're gonna have problems for the entire game. I go for knight to b4, which is the best, which feels good. Queen e4, rook to b8, queen e5. I felt like, wow, fuck it. Okay, de. I felt like I'm better here because of this pawn that might be attacked by my knight, and the control over the d5 square, where my bishop or knight can jump on. Bishop d7, eventually move 19, the bishop moves and connects the rooks, which is always good. Rooks want to be together. And here I'm going for bishop c6, which doesn't make sense now. But again, I was thinking, I mean, it does make sense, but why not rook c8? Well, after rook c8, rook c1, I was thinking. Very complicated position, you see, guys. My advantage is just that his pawn is pushed. But I was thinking that if we exchange the rooks, then it's not gonna matter. I think we would need to spend like a month calculating this. Not a month, I'm joking, but a lot of time, not a 10-minute video, to analyze this position and understand the exact problems. I'm going for knight a6 because after knight c6 I saw, well, he's gonna take and b4. I just wanna show you that my thought process was, I saw here, and I said, well, this is a problem. It needs to be got rid of. If I play c5, then it's not looking good because I'm down a pawn. When I get my pawn back, it's just a draw. So I can play a5, but then my mind says, after 2 seconds, literally, because now I remember, after 2 seconds, it says, yeah, but what are you gonna do with the c-pawn? And I stopped. So that's not a good variation. But I should have played here, because this makes the bishop such a good piece. Anyway, I went for knight a6, now the knight is useless. Rook c8, b8. I'm never going to achieve anything on this side of the chessboard. So again, drawing chances increase like crazy. But you guys, as you can see, the evaluation of this game is always 0. It never crossed 0.5. Rook b6, bishop b7, rook to d5, rook b6. I just got scared at this point. I really got scared of rook to c5. That's why I played bishop b7 to put my bishop back and play rook to d5, and again place my bishop. But now the less rooks we have, the worse it is for me. Endgames, knight and a bishop are usually won by the side that has a knight, because the knight can control the entire chessboard. The bishop can never control more than 32 squares. g5, king g7. So he's just pushing up to avoid being exposed after rook b2. a6, f4, and here, yeah, yes, I know, I'm giving him a little advantage, but I just want to change. Maybe he's gonna blunder or something. Oh, and I make a mistake. First mistake in the game, king to e5. I don't know what to say. After he takes on f4, after he plays, I mean, yeah, he's just getting there. He's just gonna be very, very quick. Okay, just let's. Okay, maybe that's why we didn't play it, because we didn't see it. After, okay, because there's rook to c5 too. What about rook b5? Okay, look, and this is the advantage of having a knight over a bishop. He takes, and I am completely defenseless. I'm completely defenseless in moments like these, because I can never counterattack his pawns. I can only defend. And well, let's say I play bishop c4, then even king e5. He's completely winning. So always watch out. Don't leave bishop against the knight, because it's gonna be a problem during an endgame. If the pawns are stuck, if the pawns are moving, if the position of the pawns is unbalanced, then the bishop is probably better. But if the pawns are stuck like this, then the knight is a lot better. Anyway, king f6, king g6, king f5, rook to c6. Another problem. Oh my gosh, yeah, I just allowed the rook exchange. Oh, this is stupid by me. I'm so lucky I drew this game. Oh, and I just spoiled you the result. Because it's obviously losing, I knew that. And I played rook to c6, having 2 minutes on. Terrible. Okay, anyway, e5, rook to b6, rook d2, rook c6, rook f2, rook b6, rook d6, rook c6. And we agree to a draw, because my rook just continues walking on b6, blocking the h6 square, keeping it b2, so the rook can never leave. The rook can never leave the b2 rank. The pawn can never be pushed, because we're gonna capture it. The knight cannot be moved, because I'm gonna play rook to b3 and give a check. The king cannot move, really. I mean, it can move. The king can move here. And yeah, the position is just stuck. That was a draw. I'm not proud. 2.5 out of 6 games. Not looking good, especially after having 2 out of 3. Anyway,